It's 2 p.m. Detroit, and you know what that means. Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
What's going on? Welcome on a beautiful Friday. It is Ermanni Network with Maz, no Ryan Ermanni, but we are joined by my guy, Anson Wells. What's going on, Anson?
Just having an amazing day. Came into a bunch of legendary Buddy's Pizza and Salad. They got this new menu.
Since you brought him up,
you got it right there.
Since you brought him up, we got
this.
Just look at the salads, man. Zoom in on the salads right here, buddy.
That's the chicken fiesta salad with tajin lime chicken.
Tahini. There you go.
Tahini.
Gotta get some of that tahini
Tahini.
right there.
Tahini.
Okay, you put a lot of spit on that one. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But also, they do salads just as well as pizzas. These are the menus that you got going on. Rock and roll. These individuals are very, very special, near and dear to our heart, working out with Buddies, man. Buddies has been a great partnership thus far, but we want to get you involved, man. They bought us some pizza. Look at this.
That's a new style pizza. Anson, why don't you describe the new menu?
That is the chicken fiesta pizza.
So fiesta is the vibe right now, is what I'm hearing.
It is, and it's that tahini lime chicken that's in the salad as well as the pizza. And then the salad also comes with an unbelievable avocado ranch dressing. The combo's awesome.
I love
this is called the Buddy's new Viva Detroit style limited time menu. The Buddy's new Viva Detroit style limited time.
Well, it's Viva Delicious. I'll tell you that.
Viva Delicious.
Yeah, they got to put some of the other ingredients up there. So
I got you, buddy.
Guys, I see Ricky over there getting it in. Appreciate you guys joining the show today. A lot of moving parts. A great show we have. Tom Maswell has prepared for you. But if you're wondering why I'm in the suit, 2 funerals to go to today. I'm at that age 42. This is unfortunately the age where individuals start to pass away. But it's good to be with fellowship. So I was able to be around people that I haven't seen. That's what funerals typically do. So rest in grace to my uncle Earl Jerome Wright Jr. Later on, I will be going to a funeral for my grandfather. May he rest in peace as well, Ishmael Bey. But a lot of love.
Is that Stan's dad?
That's Stan's father.
Oh, God
so
bless,
that's my.
Man. Sorry,
so just side note, the article came out from the Free Press.
I saw that.
It was a beautiful article. It was well run, well done. It was talking about, sometimes you don't realize the impact that family members have, whether it's a father or a mother or an uncle or aunt or grandmother. My father went to Michigan. My father's brother, 3 years younger than me. Hey, look, is what it is. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather wanted to try it out again.
How old was your grandfather when he had him?
60.
Boy,
that's nothing. That means I'm still in the ballpark.
50. You want another one, man?
I'm still 52. In, man.
My dad had my sister at 56.
I do.
Okay, so they're battling at 52.
Yep,
so you can. So my uncle is younger than I.
That's great.
But with that being said, my uncle also received a scholarship to the University of Michigan. My father's scholarship to the University of Michigan. And you guys know the story about me, man. So just a lot of love for my grandfather and what he was able to accomplish. Rest easy. Big guy, you will be missed.
God bless.
Last thing I want to say, and we can get this show rocking and rolling because it's going to be a fun one. Patience. Sometimes you just have to be still. Sometimes you have to be still, realize you've done all you can do, and after you've done that, you can't worry about a problem. You can't stress over a problem because the problem no longer is in your hands. Yesterday, I lost my wallet.
Oh, wow.
Lost my wallet, and as I ran out of the show, couldn't find my wallet. I get downtown. This is when I realized I don't have my wallet. I tried to park, go in my pocket. There's nothing there. I go in the cars. I'm doing all this. Luckily, my dad was there because I was able to bum $15 from him to pay for it.
Are you paying that back?
100% no.
Oh,
you got charged to the game.
100% no. 100% no. He's dad for a reason.
That's
right. I love you. No 15 getting
Sorry,
back.
Pops.
But with that being said, so now I'm at this event. I'm thinking about my wallet as opposed to receiving information. It was an amazing event. Now I go to the next event, and I'm still thinking about this wallet. I go home a little bit early. I turn my house upside down. I go over to another spot where I think the wallet may be, the YMCA, not there. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential, wasn't there. Then it gets to the point my sister asked me, what are you doing? My energy's angry. I banged my head. That's why I got this scratch on my head. Just relax. All that I could do was look in the spots that I knew it would to be. And if it's not going to be there, it's not like the funeral, which I'm going to, what I went to today, where there's someone that can't replace what was lost. It's a wallet. just relax. So I smoked, relaxed, sat and watched some basketball that we'll talk about today. When I was on my way to Birmingham to have lunch with my Uncle Ray, guess what? I got a phone call that the wallet was waiting for me at the front desk of Woodward Sports, where I work. I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't lose anything. I didn't have to cancel cards. All I had to do was relax and be patient. I did all I could do. I tell you that story for you. A lot of times, man, we get out here, once you do all that you can do, just relax, just let go, and what will be, will be. And with that, let's do the show.
That's what I tell my daughters,
let's do
too.
the show.
I tell my daughters that all the time.
That's my favorite verse.
Script.
Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God.
Thank you, Rick.
Just got to be still.
100%. Look at that.
Got that
Look
printed
at
on
you,
my
a
Bible.
looking guy. Anson, I come to you. What would you guys like to start with? Where's the energy, Maz? Anson, what do you guys want to rock and roll?
Well, we got to talk about last night. The Nuggets, the world champs from a
100%.
couple of years ago, with
Did
no
they win?
coach. They have just a coach that just threw on the bench at the end of the season. They knocked off the Anson Thunder. I'm going to call them the Anson Thunder
It's
because
the
he can't
OKC
stop
Anson.
talking.
It's the OKC Anson.
Yeah, the OKC Ansons or the Seattle Supersonics, if you want to call them that.
I like that.
He loves that team, but guess what? The Nuggets punched him in the mouth last night. They got smoked the last two games in the fourth quarter. This time, they were the ones doing the smoking. And the Joker showed up as usual. Jamal Murray, he was sick. He still poured in 27. And a couple other guys really went to work as well. Who was the guy shooting all the threes?
Christian Braun.
No, Christian Braun did great with the threes.
Shoot.
Do you remember who that three?
Wiggins, not Wiggins, but I know
Anyway,
exactly who you're talking
Braun
about.
had 23 and 15, Christian Braun. I never even heard of the guy.
Well, you heard about him because when they won the national championship in Kansas, that's around what happened with
Game 7 on Sunday.
the program.
Yep.
Anson, I'm going to come to you. I know we rocking and rolling and talk about OKC as your squad, but you didn't say it was going to go 6, so we're cool. We won't blame you for
I knew you were
last
coming
night.
for me today.
We won't blame you for last night, but just watching it. And the coach that you're talking about is Adelman. Adelman's been on the staff for 7 years, been overseas with the guys, knows a lot and is respected by a lot. But you're wrong. They have a coach. And that coach is Nikola Jokic, a.k.a. the Joker. It's very reminiscent of what you saw from Bill Russell when Red Auerbach was still there. But we know who was coaching that team.
He
Last
player
night,
coached.
100%.
Yeah.
And he won a chip.
Yeah.
That's the 11th ring. But Anson, just coming to you, the Nuggets. Does this make you change your stance on thinking it's going to be OKC, or is this just a turn where you got an experienced team that has won a chip, they know their back is against the wall, they played that way, and you expect them to be tired out a little bit for Game 7?
It's the best team in the league versus the best player in the league, period. And Joker is absolutely dominant. And for his size, the things that he can do, it's a triple-double every night. We already know that. But when you look at SGA, a lot of things have to happen right for him to have those explosive games. And there's just not as much space in playoff games to be able to get that kind of stuff done. This is a team that last night at one point they were 2 of 17 from 3. First half, Denver was killing it, and it wasn't Joker that was doing it. Anytime that they can get a great first, second, and even third quarter out of the supporting cast, Joker can take over in that fourth quarter. You have to jump on this team early, get them down early, get them frustrated early, and then it's just too much for Joker to take on his own. So I'm not worried, but hey, this is the best player in the NBA. Not only can he get past them, but he can get back to the finals and win it again. That's how good Jokic is.
Man, I agree with you about them not having a coach, and obviously we're joking about
Make a
Jokic.
joke, man. I mean, they can a guy at the end of the year, and they're still here.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. That's the trust that they have in Nikola Jokic. But even deeper than that, let's talk about Adelman for a second. There was something that he did yesterday that's been talked about that I noticed as well. Russell Westbrook has had this resurgence with the Denver Nuggets.
I'm very happy for him.
Very
Yeah.
correct.
No doubt.
So
Deserves it.
am I.
Yeah.
As a Russ guy, so am
I
I.
like Russ.
Yeah.
He's never given you anything necessary
No.
not tonight. It was a narrative of him being Westbrook. Now all of a sudden you don't like him as a person. I never understood that. It was very weird.
Yeah.
But with that being said, the coach Adelman was asked at halftime, why did he bench Russell? What's going on, Russell? Remember, he had a horrible first half.
Bad.
Horrible. And what did Adelman do? He benched Russ. And then this was the comment. He said, you know what? We love Russ. We don't want to change Russ. We know Russ has a Hall of Fame career. Russ is great at what he does, and Russ has helped us win games in these playoffs. So what we do is, as opposed to trying to find a spot or this is what it is, we let Russ be Russ. And when it's not working, we take Russ out and we put him on the bench. And there's that respect there. That's the sign of a great coach.
Yeah.
Or that's the sign of something like a great coach.
A good up-and-coming coach.
There you go. A good up-and-comer. For him to notice that and operate like that, a lot of guys will get caught into, well, this is Russell Westbrook. I can't take him out. No, I'm going to take his ass out because he's not having a good game. But we don't want him to play differently. I thought that was respect.
I love it. And I'm happy for him. He hasn't had – how many chances he really had to win a championship? 2. Okay, this is probably his best chance. Is this year. I would think this is his best chance. And I'm happy for him. I think they are a terrific team. They're fun to watch. They're up and down on the court. SGA he is a star. He is, man. You know, I never gave him enough credit. He is the quiet guy, the quiet assassin, call him what you want. I do like this team. And those people in OKC love this team as well. Listen, I was pissed when they left Seattle. I was. And I think the Sonics will be back. They're not the same anymore. It's like the Cleveland Browns are. Or the Baltimore Ravens. It changes. But OKC, if they win it all, I'd be okay with that.
Hey.
I like what you did there. See?
Yep. Giddy up.
I hate it. Question for you. Now, you've kind of educated us about OKC over the last year or so, especially with SGA is and the younger role players that are now becoming named players on that team. There's a trade that I want to take you back to. Is OKC a better team with Alex Caruso? Or would they have been a better team with Josh Giddey?
That's a great question. I think the problem with Giddey is that he needs the ball in his hand. He's a creator, a distributor. The guy, honestly, if he was still there, might be close to a triple-double most nights. I like that move out of the experience of what you get with a Caruso who's won a championship with the Lakers, albeit in the bubble, asterisk. But he's a defensive stalwart. Giddey is not that. And they had a brand of basketball they wanted to play. Giddey didn't fit into that. Nice piece, but I think he belongs in Chicago right now with kind of their lost team and who they are. Caruso last night, he boiled over emotionally. Yeah. And you could see him kind of being at a little bit of a detriment. But most games, you see this guy coming up with crucial steals, crucial rebounds. Him and Hartenstein are so crucial to that team without ever shooting a bucket. So I do like him there. I do want to make sure that everybody at home knows that the Adelman that we are talking about is the son of Rick Adelman that lost with the Trailblazers in 1990
Great coach.
To the no longer bad boys.
Let me ask you guys a question before we get to the game tonight, because the game tonight I think is going to be.
By the way, I had Portland that year. I bet him at the beginning of the year because of Buck Williams. I had him at 40-1 at the beginning of the year to win it all.
You didn't cash out?
I didn't cash
with
out.
With a rookie Cliff Uncle Spliffy Robinson on the team.
And Buck Williams.
Jerome Kersey.
You talked about Christian Braun. Christian Braun had 23 points last night. I think he had 9 rebounds or so. He had 7 in the first, I want to say
11 boards, Bray.
11. But he had 7 in the first 11 minutes of the game. He was already at 7.
I'm sorry, 15 boards.
Low-key one of my favorite players in the
NBA.
NBA.
There we go. 7 in the first 11 minutes of the game. He's one of the best players at finishing at the cup in a game at the speed that he plays at. This was what they said. I was listening to those guys. He balled, they lost. Who's the player that didn't play last night that they're going to need in Game 7? I want one from everybody. Who's that guy for you? Who do the Nuggets need to step up?
Who do you think?
Because it doesn't. Jamal Murray doesn't count because he technically is supposed to be number 2.
Oh, I thought you meant who on OKC who has to step up.
No, I mean the Nuggets.
You're talking Denver.
I'm talking Denver.
Oh man,
I'm talking
because they absolutely have to have one of the guys not named Joker have a great game,
and not named Murray.
Last night.
Not named Murray.
Yeah,
it needs to be that third person.
You're right.
Who is that guy you think in Game 7?
Personally, I've been a big fan of Christian Braun for a few years now. Okay. That guy just
Kansas national
it's
championship.
a guy you want on your team, you know. When I look at that, though, Aaron Gordon is the guy that has to absolutely have a big game for them to get out of this series. When that guy is hitting threes and slashing the basket, put back dunks, they're a very difficult team to deal with. I think when Jamal Murray's going off, like you said, you can have him and Joker have a good game and still beat those guys. But if both of those guys are having a good game and Aaron Gordon is going off, it just opens up and it spaces everything for their offense so well. obviously, you have to worry about Braun, but yeah, I mean, I like Peyton Watson as well. He had a couple big blocks last night. But
one player. You named everybody.
This is
I'm-
easy.
I'm-
This is
I'm-
easy.
Who is it,
I'm going
man?
to
Russ.
It's Russ.
Yes, it's Russ.
It's a good one.
This is gonna be Russ's game on Sunday. This is his game.
Are you saying Denver's winning?
I'm saying Denver's winning.
Okay.
I like it.
Now let me ask you this: if Denver gets past them, do you still like your Timberwolves over Denver?
I do because they beat them last year.
Okay.
They beat them last year. There's a familiarity.
They didn't have Russ though.
They didn't, but they didn't have Julius Randle operating the way in which he should. They had and Cat for how well he played last season. Cat in that game in that series, Cat wasn't Cat. So you got a new Julius Randle that plays on both ends of the court. So I don't fear that. I think it's Michael Porter Jr. I know he's been struggling with the left shoulder injury, but that's not his right shoulder. If you can find 18, he had 11 last night.
I like that.
If you can find 18 to 20 out of Michael Porter Jr., I think your best odds are that to win that chip.
Good call.
But it's exciting. I'm glad that it's going to be a game 7.
Is it an afternoon game or a night game? Let's
I
find
think
out.
it's
Nothing like game
Probably a
7.
night
Good
game. I'd say probably a night game. I was
Mavs?
surprised they didn't put it on a Saturday night.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
True. Maz, this is your other team.
I know. Wait, let me show you.
This is your other
Look
team.
what Anson gave me today.
Jalen Brunson.
Now let me flip it over.
Well, I was going to throw him away,
Yeah, bro.
so I
The
may as well
cat-
take care of my buddy.
Let me zoom in, Tommy. Do that again. Hang on.
There he is.
Maz,
There's my guy.
all right, is your team gonna clinch tonight?
Yes.
Let's make it nice and easy.
Slow
let me say
zone.
this.
Are they gonna clinch?
Yes, but let me give you the stats.
Give them the
Let's talk about the
Knicks
stats.
are trying to clinch the series at Madison Square Garden for the first time since 1999.
The Heat.
Do the math. 26 years.
Well, that's
Now-
why they got there, because Mike had
We got
retired.
people that work here that are younger than that.
Okay,
Now-
that makes sense.
The Celtics, in closeout games,
Yeah.
have won their last 5 to survive. And it's for the first time in a long time, the Celtics are an underdog. Pete, put those stats up again on the underdog. Celtics, a rare playoff underdog. Third time in the past 50 Celtic playoff games,
Jesus
they
Christ.
are not favored in that game. And guess what? They won them all
Damn.
when they were underdogs. So I'm going to say
50s.
we got a game on our hands tonight. But there's no Jalen Brunson in this game. I know you guys.
Wait, what?
Yeah, not Brunson. I'm sorry. There's no
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
Oh.
JT. If there's no Brunson,
Get me
there's
all
no
excited,
game.
man.
If there's no Brunson, there's no game.
It's hard
Yeah,
to
it's
watch
true.
with that guy.
So
on the
without
floor.
Tatum, I know you guys think they play better without him. I say that's hogwash. I say the Knicks win this game. I was going to say my bad word, but I changed it to
Thought that was
hogwash.
Syrian
Here we
for
go.
trash.
There you go, baby.
This is what I was saying. You guys say that was Anson. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a part of that.
Thank you.
But I do echo this. They're a more fluid team when one of the guys aren't playing. Whether it's Jaylen Brown,
I get
whether
it.
it's Jason Tatum, because there's now the other guys don't worry. It's just Jason and Jalen. When there's one and not the other, everybody else kind of follows suit, and there's rhythm and
Good
flow
point.
to that. So,
But you're taking a superstar out.
but that's what I was,
Yeah.
and there I was going to be on your side in that. Jason Tatum is Jason Tatum. For whatever we make him about not being the face of the league or not having the moment, Jason Tatum is one of 7 in the league that when he wants to, he can turn it on and turns to something else. You don't have that. Like, you always want to have your best player. So with that said, even if they win, they won't win Game 7. Like, even if the Celtics somehow muster the energy, they take it to the wire, they go to overtime, Al Horford at 38 years old
Yeah.
does something crazy, they will run themselves dry, and they will rely on the 3 ball to win Game 7. And I don't think it'll happen.
So do you think they win tonight? You think the Celtics win tonight? don't you?
I did all that
I
dancing.
got a hunch that you think the Celtics are going to win tonight.
They're champions. Like, and that's the thing about it. You see what the Nuggets have done? They're 2 champions. Well, excuse me, 3.
Yeah.
They're Aaron Gordon, Jokic, and then Mark, and they're finding it with 3 guys. One of them happens to be the best player on this earth. You're talking about a team in the Celtics where they just won last year. Everybody on this team has been there for the last 4 or 5 years, so their experience runs a little deeper.
And
so
it could be their last ride.
I
together.
think they win. Now, Ryan Ermanni. This is a Ryan Ermanni who'll be joining us at 3 o'clock. Put the mortgage on it. The Celtics will win tonight.
Oh,
Breaking my heart.
The Celtics will win tonight.
Listen, you talked about the flow of their team when one of Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum is out.
Can I say what this is? Just you would appreciate this. This what do you call it? Example. This is the Pistons versus the San Antonio Spurs in 2005. Pistons won Game 6 on the road. It just wasn't enough in the tank, and minus a call or two, I know. But this reminds me of 2005.
I see it. Getting back to that flow that you talked about, that team flows so much better when Jason Tatum is not out there. And I know that I know he's a superstar. I know he can do a lot of things. Jaylen Brown is the most intelligent human being in the NBA. Hands down.
Actually, in the 4 major sports.
Yeah, hands down.
4 major sports.
Hands
he's
down.
One.
Shout out,
Caltech.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, is that the kid from Harvard?
Harvard, yeah.
Yes, but when
Fitzmagic, you mean?
When Jaylen Brown is out there, he understands how to get everyone involved. He doesn't have an ego the way that Tatum does. When you look at the flack that Tatum took through those first few games, this isn't a superstar, this isn't a superstar. You saw him go out there and try and put his stamp on the game. Jaylen Brown's not going to do that. Jaylen Brown just wants to get a win. Remember, this is a Celtics team that hasn't lost a Game 7 in 20 years. Mm-hmm. And it was 13 years before that, before the last time they lost a Game 7. Yeah. 27-10 in their history.
History's on their side, no doubt.
Well, and the NBA also is on their side.
Right. Well, they like the Knicks as well, the NBA.
Now, we also have to go in and examine the Knicks' home record during this playoffs. It's
bad.
Not very good. It's 2-3, not tremendously
bad.
terrible, but 2-3, and
beatable.
I suspect they go 2-4 tonight. Can this team win in Boston in a Game 7? They might be healthy. They might have the momentum. Well, maybe they don't have the momentum right now. But that's a game right there where I know it's not Boston Garden anymore, but you are going to hallowed ground to beat the hallowed franchise. And albeit without their supposed best player, I'd be a nervous Nick right now if they don't get out of this game tonight.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny you say that about Jason Tatum and talking about Jaylen Brown. One individual grew up on social media era in terms of the posting and, turn up and the swag, and this
Excellent
is what it looks like. And I'm pointing this out. Another individual wasn't on social media. He was working on quantum physics. He was working on salt. I'm just being honest.
Youngest teacher in the history of Harvard.
This is no shade to Jason Tatum. It's just the mindset. So Jason Tatum, when you get people that talk like us, oh, he's not the face, he's not putting on, he takes those comments more serious. He's paying attention to those.
Yes.
With the other one,
great point.
That more so. He's not worried about trivial things. He's making $300 million. He's won a championship. He's won an MVP. Like he's not worried about that. There's a question, though, transitioning basketball. Let's switch, still stay basketball. Pistons. There's been a player that has been playing well in the playoffs for a certain team. Golden State Warriors. His name has come up as it's related to the Detroit Pistons. Jonathan Kuminga.
He's in Cancun right now, by the way.
Well, you know what happens in Cancun. Meetings go down in Cancun
They
for your next career team.
Sean McVay there?
No, because then he'd be going to the Rams 100%.
Right.
Anson, is this a player that Detroit could use and benefit from, or is this just some noise because Detroit's the hot team to send players?
You know what? I think that this guy should be absolutely one of our top targets. I know Bill Simmons, a big Celtics fan, had something to say on this matter as well. Big fan of Bill Simmons. Anytime that he's talking Pistons, because he is a Pistons hater.
He's a Celtic lover.
Yeah, have you seen the Celtic City? The Celtic City, him and his father talking. It's really great.
I haven't.
To see him actually single out the Pistons, this clip's pretty awesome.
Let's hear it.
I think some guys just aren't good playing 18 to 20 minutes a game. We've seen it a lot. Some guys, they just need to play big minutes. I actually think Pritchard's a little bit like this for the Celtics. I don't think Pritchard is a let me come in for 7 minutes each half guy. I think he needs bigger minutes, and he was a huge part of why they won yesterday. But I just think some guys are like that, and maybe Kuminga's one of those. But if I was a GM, I would really think about him. Like if I was the Pistons, be like, you know what? Let's look at all the tapes of when Kuminga played 30 plus minutes and try to figure out what that looks like on our team. I think he's competitive. I really think there's something there.
Listen, Kuminga per 36 is right there with superstar status. This is a guy that's Congolese. He's butt heads with Steve Kerr throughout his time there. He's 22.
What size?
6'7".
So you need that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, this is a guy that shot 30% this season, but he has shot 37% at times in his second season. I think that Bill hit the nail on the head. This is a guy that thought he was a big piece of the future in Golden State, and for one reason or another, he's never been able to get more than 24 minutes a game. This kid, who is an RFA, I know that Golden State's looking to do a sign and trade with him. This is where Ron Holland comes in. And I know that you're a big fan.
Well,
I know that a lot of guys are a big fan of Ron Holland. Kuminga, to me, I've never seen anything in Ron Holland's game that suggests he will be as good as what Jonathan Kuminga can be in this league. I love Ron Holland's hustle and his defense, but this is a situation where you could move Ron Holland
and his anger
and get a player that could end up being a near max level type talent at a serious discount. So if Miles Turner isn't picking up the phone, if Naz Reid maybe is kind of wanting to stay because they're in the middle of a run, this is a guy that wants out of Golden State. This is a guy that even though he butt heads with Kerr, if you see him in interviews and if you're around the guy, he's a cool guy who wants to win. I think he'd fit in really well with this new Detroit
Golden
culture.
State's on the down anyway.
Let me jump in there with that comment. You're 100%. His energy doesn't reflect what the narrative is about butting heads. You know how that happens? Steve Kerr isn't good with young players.
No doubt.
Like, I don't care about the championships. He's not good at whatever it is, whatever the disconnect is. Even the Jordan Poole situation. And I understand what Jordan Poole was. Yeah. Rightfully so.
Different guys.
Got punched in the mouth. You know what? Michigan State, you won't have any problems for me. I understand. There's still some BS, but I get it. That's a situation for Steve Kerr. That shouldn't have got to that moment. Jonathan Kuminga is the most athletic player on your team. If he comes to Detroit, he's automatically number one athlete next to Star Thompson.
Wow.
Like, I'm not putting him over
100%.
He's, in terms of being an athlete, he's number one.
Wow.
Jaden Ivey maybe a close third, or maybe they back and forth because I know his father, Javen Hunter, shout out to Javen. But this is an athlete that you need, and the narrative can change. I played in Cleveland in 2005 when I got drafted. My coach was Romeo Cornell. Romeo Cornell, who didn't want to draft me. They draft me. I'm 22 years old. Romeo's already 60 as a coach. Romeo's already 60 years old, and this is an old school NFL with an old school coach. I didn't stand a chance. There was no connectivity, and I didn't make it easy, but there was no connectivity. There was no ability. Steve Kerr is the same guy. Steve Kerr is the same guy, and a lot of times young guys struggle because you don't know how to act. You don't know what's right. You don't know what's wrong. You don't know where you stand. They won't tell you.
I'm surprised at that.
Now you get well. Think about what made Steve Kerr. He had all these players like. Sorry. It's called. Steve Kerr dealt a hand where you had a team that was already on the ascend. Yeah. Your young players are young stars in this NBA and the tournament. So with that being said, I was just more so saying sometimes the narrative isn't necessarily what it is. It's just what it's perceived to be, and I think that could be the case for Jonathan Kuminga.
If I got to give up Ron Holland for him, I'm all in. If you're telling me this is what I need, you sold me, Anson, and Braylon. You really sold me. Yeah. Because, as you guys said, you need a stretch what?
4.
Stretch
4. Stretch 4 or 3.
And he can do that. My question is, I got
shooting
two of them. Yeah. If this happened and the Pistons don't re-sign Malik Beasley, fans should be okay with that.
Yeah.
100% they should be okay with that. On the other side of this thing, I don't imagine Kuminga wants to do any favors for Golden State right now. He basically saw the floor in this playoff series and showed the NBA what he is worth only because their star was out. If this guy was in the playoffs from the start, Golden State, actually from the season, if he was getting 30 minutes, and this whole Golden State team would look different. So there's going to be a rubber meets the road type of deal where, hey, I can leave here and get an outright free agent contract from somebody else. You have to match it if you want to keep me here. So when I look at a Ron Holland, I think that a Ron Holland might be able to get it done. Maybe a couple second-round picks. I don't know if you'd have to give a number one because of the relationship between him and Golden State right now. They've got to know that he's ready to leave, and I'm sure that there's plenty of teams that will sign him at just enough where it deters them from matching. Sign and trade for Ron Holland, a couple second-round picks. Let's do that.
I agree. Let's put a pin in the Pistons talk, and let's tell you about another place that gets it done. It's Buddy's Pizza.
Absolutely. And, hey, Maybe Kuminga will be a legend here in Detroit one day, but we know for 79 years, when it comes to pizza, the legend is Buddy's. They've had their original Conant and 6 Mile location open since 1946, and they are still slinging pies down there. Make sure you get up into that spot right above my head. It's going to get you the app. It's going to earn you some rewards. And if you put in that 10 meal, you're going to save 10% on your first order. So when you're watching playoff basketball this weekend, get that deep dish going and save yourself 10%. There's locations all over the place, and you can check them out at buddies.com.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
I know we haven't talked about the Tigers yet, so let me take the time to talk about the Tigers. We want you to join us at the White Claw Tigers Tour. 4 different venues, all bars that represent Detroit sports. This particular time, we're going to talk about the Detroit Tigers. McShane's May 23rd. May 23rd. In fact, what's today's date, ladies and gentlemen? Because I want to say that is... There it is. A week from today, we will be at McShane's. The White Claw Tour will start. Whether it's FanDuel Bally's or whether it's trying to find the game of the week, you don't got to do that. Just come join us and party. May 23rd, we'll be at McShane's. June 13th, Nemo's. June 19th, Second Best. And then on the 29th, we'll be at the Old Miami. This is the East Town Distributors and Ben Johnson Law. Partner up. Party with the crew, man. It's Woodward Sports. This is what we do.
Some fantastic locations, venues there.
These are like Detroit pillars. These
Absolutely.
are Detroit staples, especially around the area. So
you know who else is a pillar in this town right now?
Now you got to tell them where it came from now.
That's right. This is what we were talking about yesterday. This is a very limited edition Stock X Cade Cunningham.
He's got the drip
bobblehead. He's got
a diamond
dressed
chain
like
on.
this, diamond chain. He's got the drip on, but that is courtesy of the legend Braylon Edwards. We have a stacked lineup of cards for you guys today here. Got the Gibby over here, of course, the Braylon Edwards signed rookie card. The 1991 Detroit Lions schedule, a bunch of other cards. I got to throw out a shout out.
Hold on. Is that a Barry Sanders?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a Barry Sanders schedule, 1991.
You do realize what that pose is.
Oh, yeah. And you realize
That's
what.
the trophy.
And that's 91,
Not
too.
the trophy, the statue.
Hell yeah.
Statue.
Absolutely.
I see you,
That
Anson.
is exactly it. I got to shout out DJ Kaufman,
crazy.
the artist for V-Friends Comics. Really, really made my day yesterday. So we're giving out some V-Friends as well. There's some awesome cards in here, but this limited edition bobblehead, this is what you all are playing for, gentlemen and lady and everyone else. So get those super chats in. Of course, we're going to read them for you. We've already got one in, but at the end of the show, we will run that prize wheel. So every time you super chat, you're going to get a slice of that wheel. Dante151 is kicking things off for us. My man, legend in the chat, Braylon Edwards, looks like he's going for a head coaching job in college for football. Also, if the Thunder lose in Game 7, what would you do to get the Thunder over the hump and get back to the finals and finally win? Great question. They have 8 first-round draft picks over the next 4 or 5 years. And they've got Nikola Topic, who they took at number 10. They stashed. They didn't even...
By the way, who got them all those picks?
Oh,
What GM?
Troy Weaver.
Yep.
The clip show. But no, honestly, they're in a situation right now where they have a bunch of fantastic role players. Most of them can hit the three and great defenders. They kind of have too many of them. They can package some of these guys, package some of their future capital, and get a disgruntled superstar. So if they do fall short, I would be shocked not to see that happen. Even after they win this cup, I still think that they probably make some moves because they're too deep and they've got too much capital. They need to consolidate and get some more talent.
I couldn't agree more. I think at the end of the day, if they lose, if they win, it's perfect for them because they can win and get rid of a lot and then bring that guy you in. Because that was a conversation when I was trying to have yesterday, and I don't think I said it the correct way. But when you got so many guys, it's kind of like a hodgepodge that you forget. You really need 3 stars. And sometimes you have 3, couple of role players, 2 or 3. They got a star and a bunch of role players. I just didn't know.
They got 2 stars, and Chet is not there yet. If Chet can get over that, and
injury,
like he took a 3 last night where that really could have gotten the game tighter, airball. And I know that he can shoot from distance. In the beginning of the season, before he got hurt, he was dictating, and he was taking his physicality to a next level. Probably why he got hurt with those tiny little ankles of his. But when he's going to the basket and he's not playing tentatively, that team's a dangerous team. But he's still a couple of years away from really being a guy that's feared around the NBA.
See that commercial he's in with his teammates, Chet Holmgren?
I don't really get commercials. I'm a pirate.
You must skip over the commercials.
No, I'm a pirate.
Oh,
They don't
you're
play
a pirate. I'm
Yar,
sorry.
mateys.
You don't know what you're missing.
There is no easy transition to the Pirate, except maybe that the Detroit Lions played the Buccaneers this season. But
On a Monday night.
Let's dive into the schedule, man. Predictions are the thing, but before we give the predictions of the season, how about we talk about strength of schedule, man?
Look at that.
Here we go. Number 1 strength of schedule
Poor Giants.
is the New York Giants and their new quarterback, Jackson Dart. Congratulations. You guys got the hardest schedule, and it's going to be.
Right. Trial by fire.
First of all, they have to play the Eagles and the Commanders twice. Just start there.
Boy.
You don't even have to leave your division. You got to play those boys twice. That's tough in
crazy.
itself.
Oh, and their rival, the Cowboys.
True, but I was just jumping off.
I know.
Of
You're right.
He's talking about
the
good teams.
that-
I know. I got it.
But they finished 1-2 in the NFC last year.
Somebody who hates the
Great way to
Cowboys, you
start.
do bring them up an awful lot.
I don't hate them. They're historic.
He
All
likes
right,
the
Anson,
jerseys.
this one's for you. The number 2 strength of schedule is a team that you believe has the catfish and will not be a playoff team. At 57, it is Chicago Bears.
Yeah, hey, man. I mean, Ben
It's a tough
Johnson.
schedule.
Ben Johnson, first year coach. I think there's 5 or 6 coaches that have won 10 games in their first year.
Okay.
You've got a quarterback that's learning his 4th system in 5 years.
Damn.
It didn't look like the guy.
Jim
to me.
Harbaugh has won 10 games as a first-year coach twice.
That's
crazy.
He's something else.
Wasn't about him, but yeah,
I am not putting Ben Johnson and Jim Harbaugh in the same category. That's
Okay,
for sure.
let me ask you this question, and I'll ask you as well, Maz. Since you're so hard on Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, what is success for that team this season in your eyes?
9 wins.
9 wins.
If they can win 9 wins, they'll be in a battle for a wild card spot, and then that game against the Lions is very important.
Okay.
I think that they can possibly do that. They're in the wrong division, and they got the wrong schedule, though. I don't see this thing taking off to start the season. I see this thing gradually becoming successful for them. And like you said yesterday, they do have a very cake schedule to begin the season. So that could help them. But I've just never seen these super teams where you go and you get a bunch of 29 to 32-year-old free agents, and you bring in a new coach. I remember when Snyder did that with the Redskins back when they were the Redskins. A lot of those teams just don't work. There's too much going on for the Bears to get in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Maz, I want to ask you a question. First thing you notice when you look at the schedule is?
I see the Bears and the Lions as two of the tougher schedules, and they're both in the same division. And then I see the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Giants, NFC East. So the top 5.
No. I do you one better. Top 8.
You're right. It's all
NFC.
They're all winners, too.
Right.
And they're all
And
NFC
I told you,
teams.
the NFC's better than the
100%.
AFC. They have taken
This
over.
shows it.
They have taken over.
Yep.
No, and look at Kansas City, how low they are.
Yeah.
Yet they have 7, count them, 7 primetime games, which ain't easy.
Hold on. This can't be right. This is hilarious. Pay attention to this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The top 7 are all NFC. The next 7 are all AFC.
Wild.
They're all AFC.
The top 8 are NFC.
Well, I think
Excuse me. And in the top
6,
1,
7,
2, 3,
8.
4, 1.
And
So
the next 8
that's
is
what I
AFC.
meant. I was off by 1.
Yeah,
8 and 8.
Well, if you look at it,
Crazy stuff.
Top of
the
schedule
East
shape.
has a great team. The Central has a great team. The West has a great
Central,
team.
I like it.
But when you look at the East in the NFC and you look at the North in the NFC, 7 of those teams are dangerous, And the fact that we're playing that division this year, it really puts all of us in a tough schedule.
Let me ask you this question. Is it going to be what happened last year? Remember, it was the AFC that was supposed to be the team. Every team, it was the AFC.
Yeah.
And then it got turned on its head. Will this be the same response this year?
No, I believe the NFC is going to own the NFL for the next bunch of years. And if you look at the last team on that board, it's the San Francisco 49ers,
They're lurking.
who have the supposed easiest schedule in the league. If you look up a few teams above them, it's the Buffalo Bills. So as far as those two teams go, Buffalo is going to be there for the AFC. But the 49ers could be a surprise this year if
They will be.
Brock Purdy is healthy. Don't
No,
forget the bad elbow.
If Christian McCaffrey
Yes.
plays
If
every
Christian
game.
Yes.
McCaffrey plays.
The NFL wants Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to win so bad.
They do.
But you know what? I actually don't have a problem with it. It's the first time that I've seen a narrative stretch. We know it's a narrative. It's no reason for 46%. I wouldn't mind, though, because Josh Allen is electric in the playoffs. He absolutely deserves it. Go ahead, Pete.
Oh, I was going to say, I was looking at the strength of schedule, and to say the NFC has taken over, Maz, is absolutely an understatement. But it's the NFC teams that are at the 49ers having the least or the easiest schedule absolutely boggles my mind. But again, I'm going to go back to those Atlanta Falcons with a under 500 record going into this season. That 478 record looks absolutely juicy right there. I am definitely going to be looking for them in my future picks, and I love the Chargers at 522 on this list too. I think they have a chance to actually start making a play to take over the AFC, in my opinion.
Pete, I couldn't agree with you anymore. We've actually been on kind of the same wavelength this week, man.
I appreciate that,
brother.
I appreciate that, my friend.
All right.
Good to have
We
you.
know what you guys want. You want the predictions. You want who has what, for what. Maz, should we take them through the predictions?
Let's do it, Bray. You're going to lead us off.
You want me to lead first?
All
Put it
right.
up. This
I'll
is
go
Braylon's predictions for the 2025 Detroit Lions, put together by our own Ryan Lentz.
That's correct.
First of all, we want to shout out Ryan Lentz. As Matt said, man, he does an amazing job with these graphics.
Yes, he
the
does.
graphics have gotten so good to the point where shout out to the Detroit Lions. We appreciate you, but I think we put together better graphics. At least Ryan Lentz does.
No
I
doubt.
have no
Right.
hand in that. Let's get into the schedule. 12-5. You see them going 12-5. I went 12-5 2 seasons ago, and guess what they went? They went 12-5 last year. When I go 11-6 last year, I was completely wrong. It was 15-2.
A lot of people were wrong.
100%. I went 12-5 this year. Think the Lions are a damn good team. I think there'll be some bumps. Let's take you through those. Green Bay, much better team. This is the perfect way to start the season off. They beat the Packers in Green Bay. Like Matt said, you get them in September, not in December, when the grass and field and the frozen tundra, they'll beat them. Bears haven't figured it out by week 2, so Benedict Arnold, a.k.a. Benedict Johnson, that'll be a loss that he will suffer at the hands of the Detroit Lions.
That's our home opener.
100%. We will win at home. We saw it last year in overtime. Baltimore Ravens, that is a loss. I am doing what Maz does. He bets the number. The number is no one in the NFC can beat Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
And the Baltimore Ravens are the best regular season team in football. We know this. They're 12 wins at least every year.
If the Super Bowl was in the regular season,
they will win
they'd be
every
a
year.
3-time champ.
The Browns, need I even say anything?
But it's not.
That's not.
Second loss, I think they will lose to Baltimore's rival, which is Cincinnati Bengals. It's on the road. Joe Burrow is going to be tough. The game's early. I'm thinking the defensive line hasn't necessarily gelled yet. That's why I got the Bengals. Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase just got paid. What do they want to do? Just got paid actually is on Friday. It's a song. Shout out to Johnny Kemp. I'm going with a loss to the Bengals. I'm going with back-to-back losses. The Lions have not had back-to-back losses in 3 years.
33 games.
Well, there you go. 33 games. This is the year. Back-to-back loss will not take you out of the Super Bowl, but it will cause you back-to-back on the road. Got to go to Cincinnati, then followed by Arrowhead. I think these are 2 losses. Getting back in the win column, you will beat the Bucs on Monday Night Football. Perfect time for the bye. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. After 7 games at the bye, I have the Lions with 3 losses. Does this bother anybody before we finish? Anson?
It bothers me because you're assuming that they're going to be undefeated at home. And that's a difficult thing to do.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's early, though. 4-3 early.
If you notice, though, I have them with the same record after 4 games as last year. 3-1.
Yeah.
But then 2 losses and a win against the Bucs.
Well, I'm going to give you that. It's your opinion.
Okay.
4-3. I don't have a problem with your opinion.
I appreciate that. On we go. Technically, here we go. This would be 3 wins in a row. They beat the Bucs, they get the bye, they beat the Vikes, they beat the Commanders. I think the Commanders is going to be a big one. I didn't gloss over the Vikings. I just don't think much of them week 9. Lions will win that game at home. Commanders on the road, I think this is a get-back game for the Lions. I think the Lions are settling into a rhythm. They win against the Bucs on Monday Night Football. You get some time off, plus the bye. You beat the Vikings. Then you beat the Commanders, the team that knocked you out of the playoffs last year. You get your get-back. Following that emotional roller coaster of getting your get-back, you will lose to the team that everybody thought that you were going to play last year in Philadelphia Eagles. It's at Philly. It's going to be a tough game after the Washington Commanders game.
Sunday night.
That is the only reason why I say it. It's not about them being a better team or blah, blah, blah. It is the 3 weeks before the Eagle game. They will beat your Giants, Maz. They will beat the Packers, closing out the series for the season.
That's Thanksgiving.
They will finally get the Cowboys at home since 1991, and this will be the biggest drubbing of the season. They will beat the Cowboys by no less than 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
No less than 4 touchdowns.
That's a Thursday night prime game, by the way.
Yep, it is.
Then,
Anson, you got that 91 schedule, right? And that's the last time the Cowboys are coming here.
Here we go, man. Since the bye week, I got the Lions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got them 5-1.
Okay.
6 games after the bye.
I'm liking it.
Here we go, 5-1. Now they got to go out to SoFi Stadium. They will see Matt Stafford. Now, for those of you that are pissed at this loss, let me tell you why it is a loss now. They will see the same team again, and it will not be a loss in the NFC Championship. Okay. But they will lose to this team. I think they'll be on a run, going out to SoFi, playing on
the revenge of Stafford.
It'll be the revenge of Stafford. You know what? It's the regular season. Do you want the trophy in the regular season? Or do you want it in the playoffs? They'll beat the Steelers. They'll beat the Vikings. They'll beat the Bears to finish the season off 12-5. The only thing I was looking at, man, I got them with 2. Oh, okay, that's good. 3-2. 3 losses to the AFC, 2 losses to the NFC, 12-5. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this before I release the microphone. Your team has a number 1 schedule now because last year they were a number 1 team. You guys coming in here talking about 16-1 and 17-0 and 15-2. If that happens, that's good. That's unrealistic. It is unrealistic to pick that in the beginning of the season. So for you, it's like, 12 wins. 12 wins is an amazing season considering the schedule and what it'll do for you. That's just my 2 thoughts.
Nice job.
Nice
job.
Very well done.
12-5. We turn it over.
You didn't love it when I had said, when I brought up the metaphors like, you watch Boston this year, defending champ, didn't have the pedal to the metal for 82 games. The Cavs did. And I think one of the things about growing as a team is you realize that 15-2 really doesn't mean a whole lot. It's arriving to the playoffs healthy with momentum so that you can get yourself to a Super Bowl. Before I go on to my predictions here, so yeah, to those people that are saying 17 games, 15 games, I don't think that's their focus. Their focus is not showing off their trick plays and some of the things that they'd like to save for the playoffs, and most importantly, getting there healthy. Some amazing super chats have come in.
Yes, sir.
Dexter James, did you guys see Skip Bayless on the Jubilee YouTube video talking about GOAT talk between Jordan, LeBron, and Brady and Mahomes? LeBron is not a GOAT, so I'm just going to leave that one there. Mike Reed
I would
with
agree.
a crazy $50 super chat. I will take the K bobblehead. Thank you very
Lions
much.
fans.
Lions fans.
Guys,
Nice job, Mike. You are in the lead right now.
Yes,
no
he's in
doubt,
the
guys,
lead.
get in on this. This
Will
is
Dante
one.
answer back? That's
This is
the
easily the best
question.
prize
Dante.
package we've given out so far. Eric Shaw, 12-5, three-time NFC North champ. Gibbs has a career year. Michael DeVries, they will go 13-4 with 3 of their losses being in consecutive weeks mid-season. Everyone will be freaking out. I would second that. And Dante, damn it, I need to win this because I am so damn close over the past couple of days with winning.
agree.
Also, I think that the Lions will win against the Bengals because they have no
Lions
offensive
fans.
line at all. And I guess it's my turn to
It
let you
is.
guys know
It
whether or
is.
not I think that we will win in Cincinnati. I'm going to piss you all off here. This is a new coaching system here. We've got a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator. And Lions Nation has been taking shots at the Packers for 2 years now.
Lions fans.
That Packers
Sheila.
game is circled throughout Wisconsin, all right? I think it's going to take a little bit of time for the Lions to get going, and I think that is a loss.
They haven't beaten
Bears.
us in 3 years.
Bears, ha 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 ha. On to week 3. What do we know about this team?
They don't lose 2 in a row.
They love that too, but they love revenge. And we have seen them extract revenge from every single team, from the Cowboys
Except
to
the
the
Ravens.
49ers. What's that?
Except the Ravens.
And that's why they're going to find it in week 3. They will extract that revenge against the Ravens.
On Monday Night Football.
Absolutely. Browns, Bengals. Bengals is going to be a great game, a tough game, but I think that we come away with that one.
That's fair.
The Chiefs are waiting for their revenge. They are waiting for their revenge.
There you go, Anson.
The Bucks, Lions waiting for their revenge on that one too.
On Monday Night Football.
And we will win that one. Now, they will come out of the bye a little groggy, a little unfocused. And the Vikings, much like the Green Bay Packers, have been circling us because we have been giving the Viking faithful hell. And by that week 9, J.J. McCarthy will look like the second best quarterback in last year's draft behind Jaden Daniels. That is a win.
That's a home loss then for the Lions.
That is a win for the Vikings in Ford Field.
Got it.
We got to lose one at home. Sorry.
If you think
Commanders, that is the one game that is circled the most. Another revenge game which the Lions will take. I got to be honest with you. The Lions are going to win at the Eagles or at the Ravens, one of those 2 games. But right now, I think the Eagles win that game. Giants, no problem. Packers, no problem. Cowboys, no problem. Hey, guys, I just don't think Stafford can take as much as he's taken without getting one more win against these guys. It's not happening in Ford Field, but I can see it happening out in L.A. Steelers, that's going to be a tough matchup. I could see that being the game that nobody thinks this team loses, especially if it's Aaron Rodgers coming back here, because the last time he was here, we know what happened. Vikings, Bears, we went out 3 straight to go 12-5. Now, I do have to be very honest. I've been saying 11-6 most of this offseason. Not here, but to my friends. And,
You said it here.
okay, I am disrespecting Dan and Brad by saying only 11-5. Caesar Sportsbook got them at 10.5. Get your money in now, gentlemen.
I'm glad you said that. I'm going to say 2 things and throw it over to Maz. One, you're right, because that's where I was. I was trying to play the game of, okay, I know they're not going to win all the games. They're going to lose this, and it's disrespectful to say they're going to beat all. No, it's disrespectful to the Lions to say they're going to win less than 12 games. Like, that's what I would say. Just my thoughts, I agree. Only thing that I would change in this answer, it's not a change, it's a mental. If they lose to the Vikings, they'll beat the Commanders and the Eagles.
Ooh.
Like if they come out of the bye week and lose to the Vikings, they will win 2 in a row.
I could see that. They're winning one of those games in Philly and Baltimore.
For sure. Like, okay.
One of those games.
I like that.
If they lose 2 games, then it's an 11-win team. But I think that they win one of those 2 games.
I think Lamar Jackson is something like 17-0 against the NFC.
But
He's got to lose
but
one.
But we're going to have a pass rush this time.
We'll see. We'll see.
Davenport, baby, let's go. 12 sacks.
I've been hearing a lot about Davenport. And I think that's the depth part of it. That's adding bodies. That's if we get another one, Zadarius or whoever. That's the part where Davenport doesn't have to play so many plays. That's what they're trying to get to. So
I'm seeing a lot in the chat about the Kansas City game. Dexter James with the super chat. I just hope we destroy Kansas City so we don't have to hear Collinsworth drooling over Mahomes. I think we have an NBC game against him.
This is the only. You're right. He gets on my nerve when he gets to talk about him. Him and the other guy, Nick Wright. But
and he can't.
The
play
reason
poker.
why I picked them because I think the Lions are a better team. In fact, I know right now the Lions are a better team currently constructed. The Kansas City Chiefs, the offensive line, the whole situation, whatever. When you're a veteran, though, in this game, you understand games more. Like, you understand the games you really, truly want to win versus the ones where you're like, all right, I want to win. If it gets hairy or gets dicey, we'll lose. They want to beat the Lions because what does it do for the Chiefs? It's the narrative. Now it keeps you in the ballgame. Now it keeps you in the conversation. Well, they got to be decent still. They beat the Lions. That's one of those games that they have highlighted. We have to beat the Lions because it gives us confidence moving through the rest of the season, and also it's the narrative. They still are the Chiefs. That's why I'm scared. Not scared. That's why I would pick them. Quick commercial break. We'll get Ryan and Ermanni on, and also Tom Mazaway.
Yes, sir.
You're the king of the NFL schedule, so we will get to you. Let's get a message in.
My bad. I forgot. That's Dr. Pierce.
Want me to do? Is it Dr. Pierce?
Yeah, it's Dr. Pierce.
Planet Fitness. You tell me.
That's my bad, Bray.
Dr. Pierce.
Dr. Pierce it is. We'll see him again today. He only got in here for a couple of minutes yesterday, so we will see him. Our injury expert. He's going to keep you in the game. It's Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Check him out online, michigansportsandspine.com. 248, of course, is the phone number, 426-9944. I've been going for a few weeks now for my tennis elbow. And let me tell you, they call it tennis elbow. It sounds like a wimpy injury. It's not. It's a terrible injury, and it almost made my arms that I couldn't even hold a damn phone in it. But I'm getting better every week. I'm going there 2-3 times a week for therapy. Shout out to Faith and Kara, They've been doing a great job for me. I suggest you guys get out there as well. And you hear him talking about all the time about our injuries, about Aiden Hutchinson. He called it last year. He said this guy's going to come back stronger than ever. It might take him a few weeks to get into it, but he'll be stronger than ever. So hear his expert analyst right here every Tuesday on Big D Energy. Joins us here on Thursdays or Fridays. It's Dr. Jeff Pierce, MichiganSportsAndSpine.com.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, May 23rd from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at McShane's in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Merch. Get your new merch, man. Shop.woodwardsports.com is where you need to go. I know you're tired of just wearing your old Detroit sports merch. The Tigers are hotter than ever. The Pistons, they did their thing. You want some new Pistons merch? Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, we got them for you. Hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. New designs like no one else has, man. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Shop.woodwardsports.com is where you need to go to get your merch.
Gentlemen, we know dudes like simple stuff, like winning a bobblehead through Super Chat. We like uncomplicated, and that's exactly what Lady Jane's Haircut for Men is. You can just walk in, sign in, and the next thing you know, your hair is done. Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Prayers coming up from friends and family for today. So I just want to let you know, thank you. And anybody else out there that's going through anything, funerals, look, man, it can be tough, man. It's okay. You just got to pray and be strong for your family, man. It's 100%.
I'd also like to thank the chat. They've got us off to an amazing start with the Super Chat. Halfway through the show, listen, if you guys double what we did in the first half, I got a stack of cards I'm going to throw in here. It's Friday. Last time I did a Friday one, you know the prize package was real big. Plus, we're going to read whatever you put in on the show.
I'm not going to throw this Jalen Brunson and Cat card in either. So
no, they don't want it anyway.
I know you guys don't want it, so I'm going to hold on to it.
And also, please smash that like button for us.
Smash it! You smash the like button, Maz, you hold on to the card. Now we'll bring in somebody that's almost as good as Tom Mazaway. That'd be my guy, Ryan Ermanni. Ryan, what's up, brother?
You, baby.
There he
doing,
is.
Bray?
You know,
Anson, man. Guys, before we get started, Bray, I just got to tell you, I love you. I know you're going through a heck of a time right now with, dang, it feels like a couple of different losses in your family right now. And to show up every day to work and kind of keep that stuff inside and do your job, man, I just wanted to tell you I love you. I'm thinking about you.
Appreciate you. Love you too, man. I hope you have fun out there. Take care of yourself and the fam. All right.
Going to the Brickyard, baby.
Hey, how is it, man? How's the trip so far? Is it good? Is it a smooth space?
Well, we are in the car right now with my main man, Rich Rockler. He's driving.
What's
I'm going
going
to
on,
annoy the
Rich?
shit out of him probably in the next, if I don't tone it
We
down here
forgot.
a little bit.
All right.
Sorry, Rich.
We apologize, Rich. We'll try to get him back to you in no time flat. Ryan, let's jump into it. The schedule came out. I gave you what I thought the Lions are going to do. 12-5 was the number for me. I had them losing to the Ravens, the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Rams. I'm going to let you go through your predictions for the season. Here it is, Ryan Ermanni.
We're putting it up on the screen, Rye, although you can't see it.
I can't see it, but I do have the schedule in front of me. Guys, look, I have 12-5, and I did this exercise. I sat there and I racked my brain about which teams, which games I think they're going to lose, and I literally think they can go 17-0.
We always do.
We always do. I mean, which game do you think that the other team is going to be better than them? I just don't see a game on the schedule where I think that team's roster is better than the Lions. However, this is the NFL, and that's just not how it works. It's almost like a story, and here the Lions are going to get off to a good story. They're going to get off to a win I've got them beating Green Bay on the road. But then I've got them coming home in week 2 and losing to the Bears.
What?
Week 2.
Home opener?
What?
Hold on. We let you guys talk.
I have them losing to the Bears. Something about a week 2 loss that the Lions, they're just going to come back. Ben Johnson's going to be all charged up. And Ben gets the best of Dan Campbell in this spot. I think the Lions lose to the Bears there. Then I've got them beating the Browns, the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Bucks.
And don't forget the Ravens to start that. You got them beating the Ravens in Baltimore to start that run.
Got them beating the Jets. Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Chiefs, Bucks. So I've got a nice little win streak there. And then I've got them losing it to the Vikings. I've got a week 8 loss to the Vikings there.
Week 9.
J.J. McCarthy. Is that their... Well, okay, week 9. I get the weeks screwed up because there's that bye week in week 8.
Correct.
Okay, so I've got them losing to the Vikings at home. Then I've got them losing to the Commanders and the Eagles, guys. 3 straight losses.
Wow.
It'll be their first back-to-back series of losses since 2022. I mean, do we think that they are going to go another season without back-to-back losses? I mean, just
I don't.
as forget about the teams and who they're playing and all that stuff. Do you think the Lions are going to go through another full calendar schedule without losing back-to-back games?
Yes.
Anybody?
I said no.
Okay.
I do. I believe so.
I don't hate it. It's 2 in a row. Maz, what about you?
I don't see it, Rye. I don't see 3 in a row. That's for sure. You know what? 2 in a row for sure could happen. And you're entitled to your call here on this one. Like I told Bray, he's entitled to his call.
Can I ask one question, Ryan?
And Anson.
And this question isn't just for you; it's for everybody. It's the Baltimore game, and this is the only question I have. Do the Lions have a game where they've gone on the road and beat a team as good as Baltimore with a quarterback that is what he is in the Baltimore Ravens, and even a coach in John Harbaugh, who is a Super Bowl winning coach? Name me the game, and then you can get me behind it. And before you say the Chiefs, coming off a championship, there was no Travis Kelce and no Chris Jones. And then for 10 games, that Chiefs team, you didn't even know if they were going to be in the playoffs or not. So please don't parade the Kansas City Chiefs from 2 seasons ago in the opener in this equation. What is the team that the Lions have gone on the road, and after they won that game, you said, damn, they beat insert player here, insert team here, insert coach here. The Lions still don't have that game. And so if you're telling me it's going to be Baltimore, then maybe they'll get their first one. But because they don't have that yet, I can't put them against a team that not only doesn't lose to the NFC, they playing at home. That's my issue with the Baltimore game. If you can name me a team, then maybe I'll shut up.
So I was going to name the Chiefs before you said I couldn't name the Chiefs. But then I guess I would say, who did they lose to, though? Because they really haven't had that opportunity. I mean, they haven't played Hurts on the road. They haven't played Lamar on the road. They haven't played who else would you put in that category? I'm just trying to think of, like, what game that would be where they even have that opportunity.
I forgot who they lost to last year. Who were their 2 losses last year?
Bucks and Buffalo.
Buffalo.
But Buffalo was here because Buffalo be the first team like a Buffalo. Like
okay.
You insert the teams, but
you
said, Ryan's
point. You said road team. You're saying though when
exactly.
I'm just trying to think of when they played a game on the road when they even had that opportunity.
They played the Baltimore Ravens on the road and got their ass whooped by 40 points.
That was terrible.
40 points.
2 years ago.
Yeah, maybe I'll take the Philly game and go get lost at Baltimore. I just went 11-6.
No, I'm joking. Just swap them. Just swap them.
So go ahead. Finish your schedule now.
Okay, so I've got 3 straight losses. Okay, I've got 3 straight losses. Vikings at home, Commanders on the road, Eagles on the road. I love Washington. I think that is going to be a hell of a place to play. And something about Philly. Philly, I think, is going to take a step back this year. To be honest with you guys, I couldn't go 13-4. Not with the schedule. I just couldn't do 13-4. So maybe, if there was a swap out, could I give the Eagles? Could I make the Lions game against the Eagles a win and Baltimore a loss? I just couldn't go 13-4. So I've got them losing to the Eagles. I do think Philly's going to take a step back, though. I think Washington's going to win that division. And I think Dallas is going to be much improved this year, too, by the way, even though I cannot stand their coach. So I don't know why I'm saying that. Then I've got wins, Giants, Packers, Cowboys. I've got them losing in L.A. to the Rams and then beating the Steelers and the Vikings to close it out. 12-5. I do have them winning the NFC North, and I have them winning the NFC and winning the Super Bowl. I think this is the year. And I think it's going to be a little bit rockier than it has been in the past. If you tell a story in the season, I think we're all going to, if my win-loss schedule pans out, we're all going to be jumping off a bridge. Oh, the Lions suck. Dan Campbell doesn't know what he's doing without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. They're going to lose 3 games in a row, and we're all going to be calling for everybody's heads. And then they're going to right the ship. And then they're going to go into the playoffs. And then they're going to win the Super Bowl. That's what I've got.
Ryan, you think the one thing I think will be different this year, even when, let's say the Lions lose 3 in a row, like you said, I know it'd be crazy around here, but I think because they were 15-2 last season and it did nothing for them in the playoffs, I think people this year, they won't jump off the bridge per se if they see a loss or two. It's like, all right, look, we know they're not going to go undefeated. We know they went 15-2 last year, and what did it do for them? Absolutely nothing, but got them a bye week that they didn't take advantage of. I don't think people are going to go as crazy if they lose 2 games in a row, if they win 11 or 12 games, because regular season doesn't really matter. Can you get into the postseason, as D. Campbell likes to say?
There's no question, Bray, and I'll tell you one of the things that, I don't know if you can quantify this. You as a former player might be able to explain it a little bit better, but it's like a compounding, you know how in finance we talk about compounding interest, where your money just kind of keeps building and building and building? Well, it's like when you play good teams like this, it's like a compounding pounding. These guys are going to have to play every single week. Every single week, they're going to have to show up and play their best. This schedule is among the top 3 most difficult schedules in football, and I just think those poundings add up over time. So I'm not sure what the end of the season is going to be like, or what the middle of the season is going to be like, but the toll that playing this schedule is going to take on these players' bodies, I think is going to be a storyline that is a little bit underwritten about or not talked about enough, because this is not just an isolated game on, a week 2 or a week 8 or a week 12. I think all these games have a cumulative effect on how well they're going to be playing at the end of the season. And that part scares me a little bit about this season.
Ryan, real quick, I think a 3-game losing streak would not be bad for this team, especially in the mid-season where they get a chance to rebound from it and really hit the playoffs cooking. But
and I totally agree with you, Anson, and that's kind of what, like I think it will help propel them to go win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm not saying like they're going to lose 3 games and they suck and they're out of the playoffs. I mean, I'm saying they're going to lose 3 games and go win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Champions always go through adversity, and while you're talking about your Super Bowl pick there, I'm just curious, are you choosing the Chargers or Jim Harbaugh to make the Super Bowl?
Both. I think the Chargers have improved their team, offensive line, run game. I think this is in the absolute mold of a Jim Harbaugh team. I think the schedule that the Chargers play are among the weakest in football. I think that will help them. And I think everything's going to come into play here for Harbaugh. I mean, it's just it is something different. I think it would be easy to pick the Chiefs again or the Ravens again. But I'm going to go with the Chargers.
The Fighting Jimmies.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
All right. Hey, Ryan, before we let you go,
Chargers.
tell everybody what you're on your way to do for Fox 2.
So we have an awesome opportunity because IndyCar is now on Fox. Every single IndyCar race is on Fox.
Chris Myers, you're not good.
Well, that's NASCAR. He does NASCAR.
Okay.
We have NASCAR on Fox as well. But IndyCar, where we have the Detroit Grand Prix in a couple of weeks on Fox 2, and of course the Indy 500. I mean, that is the Super Bowl of IndyCar, right? I mean, the Indianapolis 500, it doesn't get any bigger than this. And this weekend is qualifying here at Indy. Next week or over Memorial Weekend is the Indy 500. So we're going to get to do some really cool stuff here at the track, at the Brickyard, and it's going to be cool.
Hey,
we're here all weekend, and it's a blessing.
Have a great trip, and we'll see you next week, my friend.
You got it. Love you guys.
Love you, buddy.
Love you,
Ryan
brother.
Ermanni on his way to Indy in the Brickyard.
Tigers, baby. Tigers.
Tigers and Lions, baby. And Knicks.
Oh, you had to sneak the Knicks in there. I had to sneak those guys in there. Appreciate you, Ryan.
Let me sneak a couple of super chats in here before we get
There's
to
some
Maz's
good ones,
prediction.
man.
Yep. Starting the second half off right, guys. Again, get those super chats in. If we hit the mark I got in my head here, I'm going to double down on this prize pack. Woo. Polo Boy 248, y'all make me feel like I'm back home. That's what we do here. Detroiters travel well, and Woodward is always there for you wherever you're at. Mike Reed, I want Lions versus Commanders rematch. You're going to get one of those in the regular season, but wouldn't mind seeing that in the playoffs either. Dan Fly, a healthy Lions team, not that Red Cross team from last year, and we beat the Ravens. I'm going to agree with that one as well. And Michigander 12-12, I will bet anyone that the Lions don't lose back-to-back games. Lions going to the bye 6-1, and they finish 13-4, and it sounds like Ryan will take your bet.
Yeah, no.
Lions fans.
Ryan makes a valid point. Look, it's not, the lack of trust in the Detroit Lions or they've taken a step down. It's a real deal. You're going to have to put that medal on the line at the highest level for 18 weeks in a row. Bye week, even bye week, you're not playing, but are you getting better? Are you doing the right things? Are you dialing in? Are you fixing things that haven't necessarily gone your way in the first 7 weeks? It's tough. I've been on teams that were really good, but you still just lose some games, and the teams you shouldn't even been there. Yep. When we played in 2010, my second year with the Jets, the hard knock year, in my opinion, we're the best team in the AFC. It's no mistake we beat the Patriots twice that year and beat Peyton Manning, sent himself home. Yep. We were better than all those teams, in my estimation. But sometimes you get nicks and bruises here. You get the mindset here. You get a team that's just on. Like, we played the Green Bay Packers and nothing went right for us. Like, defense held it down. Offensively, it's just one of those games. Like, offensive line is a holding penalty here that negates a touchdown. There's an interception because this happened off the backside because you had a backup running back. Things happen throughout the course of the season. Games you shouldn't even lose. You're gonna lose. It is just the NFL. That's why it's only been done twice. And one of those teams didn't even win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It's the nature of the beast when you play this game.
Are you ready for mine?
Let's get it, man.
Before you do, Michigander 12-12 is in again. I will never trust E&E predictions. In 22, y'all predicted 6-11. 23, y'all said 10-7. 24, y'all said 11-6 or 12-5. Consistently underselling this team.
Hold on.
Are you underselling this team, Matt?
Hold on. If you're gonna come on here and you're gonna come with some receipts, please be correct. Because in 2022, I said 6-11, 100%. In 23, I said 13 wins. They won 12. Last year, I said 11 and they won 15. So this 6-3.
I don't think
and
anybody
9,
said 15 last year.
Exactly. So pipe down and relax.
Yeah,
but we do appreciate the super chat.
Let me ask a question.
How many times have you been wrong?
Hold on. Here's a better question. What was your prediction in 22 when they were coming off a 3-13-1 season?
Yep. Well,
and then they started 0-6, mind you.
I think the
relax.
But the thing he's really trying to convey is something that made me go from 11-6 to 12-5, and something that I think everyone in Detroit and nationally is doing. They're at 10.5, over and under win total right now, and it's consistently underselling this team. It's not just E&E. Yeah. It's really everybody.
But we got him at 12 wins. Where's the undersell? Last year we had him at. Last year I had him at 12, and the year before I had him at 13.
It's a 20% regression, bro.
Where's the undersell?
Lions fans don't like that.
That's all good. Speaking of Lions fans, Tom Hazelwood.
Let me set you guys straight, all right, Pete? Pop it on up there, folks.
Set you guys
It's
straight.
15 wins last year. This team is as good as last year, or maybe better. They won 15 games with 22 guys on the DL, or IL, or IR, whatever you want to call it. They're going 13-4 this year. 13-4. And let's start it off with 2 straight wins over your 2 division rivals. They're going to beat Green Bay again. I think it's 3 years now in running. Bears are going to get smacked in the face at home. Sure, they should have beat us on Thanksgiving last year. And yes, thank you to Matt Eberflus. They lost that clock game. Ben Johnson won't let that happen, but it ain't going to be that close for us to worry. So 2-0. We're going to lose to the Ravens on Monday Night Football, but it's going to be a lot better game than it was a couple of years ago. You go back home against the Browns. Come on. We're going to beat Joe Flacco. On the road to Cincinnati, I'm going to make sure I'm at this game. And I'm going to take my kid, Abby, who loves Joe Burrow. And we're going to out-offense them. We're going to outscore them that game. We're going to beat the Bengals, both teams in the 40s in that game. And then we come home and we take a little bit of a rest for the week, come back at Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday Night Football. I say Kansas City nips the Lions like we nipped them a couple of years ago to start that season. Come back on Monday Night Football and beat the Buccaneers. Should have beat them last year. We had our worst offensive game. Jared Goff had his worst game as a Lion. Dan Campbell called his worst game as a head coach. I was at that game in the end zone, and they should have won that game easily. Remember when they kicked on 4th down and 2 from the 2-yard line? They kicked the field goal. Come on, man. That's not Dan Campbell football. And he admitted that he screwed up that game. Then they have the bye. So at the bye, I've got them 5-2 at the bye.
Tommy, you have them beating the Chiefs.
Oh, I do.
You have them beating the Chiefs.
Oh my God. I changed that last minute. That's why.
Okay.
I changed that last minute.
I was waiting to call y'all. Good job.
Thank you, Pete.
You got it, buddy.
So what do I got? I got one
6-1.
loss, 6-1.
Yep.
At the break. Come back. We beat the Vikings. Home game right after the break. You got to win that. So you go to 7-1. Go to Washington. And this is the game I'm looking forward to the most. I can't wait to beat the Commanders.
Revenge.
and beat their ass. Okay? And beat their ass.
Prediction?
So we win that game. Pain. We go to Philly, Sunday Night Football, or is that a Monday night game? I think it's a Monday night game.
It's a Monday.
They lose that game. Again, they're going to be in every game. No one's blowing this team out. I'll give Philly the win. They're the champs. Come back and beat the Giants. Thanksgiving, we're beating the Packers again. We own you. We're going to put the belt on, a discount double-check belt that Aaron Rodgers used to rock. We're going to beat the Cowboys on that Thursday night prime game because we owe the Cowboys. We're going to go to L.A., and we're going to throw one to Matthew Stafford. He gets his revenge, in quotes. But we'll meet again in the playoffs. Don't you worry. And then we're going to beat the Steelers. We're going to beat the Vikings in Minnesota on Christmas Day. We're going to lock up the division. We're going to rest teams. The next week, we're going to rest our players. And the Bears are going to win to sneak into the playoffs at Soldier Field. Lions go 13-4. They win the division. They win their playoff games. And they beat the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. Buffalo goes 0-5.
Oh.
We go 1-0.
Lions fans.
Thank you, Sheila.
Oh, my God.
That's what I got, guys. 13-4 and a Super Bowl over the Bills.
Anthony, I want you to go first because I got something after.
You know, the Bills, I predict the Lions will make the Super Bowl this year. I have not chosen who I think will be there. I think the Bills just continue to be that sexy choice that I don't think the NFL wants to see the two armpits of the United States in a Super Bowl facing off against each other. I mean, you have the most losing franchise basically during the Super Bowl area, and then you also have the franchise that has lost 4 Super Bowls. So from a financial standpoint, I don't see the Bills being there, but they are certainly set up to get there.
Maz, this is my only thing as your family walks in. What's going on? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing?
It's a massage chair.
We got some graduates probably joining. I know,
Eddie.
right? Got the fro going. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I like the outfit too, man.
My family's in.
My favorite color.
Hey, everybody, get behind me here for a second.
Everybody get behind Maz.
Look at the camera
as
here.
I tell
Gotta
him
get
about
over
his
my
pick.
shoulder. Come on, Chris. Come on, Matt. Come on, Jenna.
Let me
Eddie.
zoom out.
Listen. This is part of my family. I got my wife, Kathy, my daughters, Abby and Maddie. Lily's in Europe. And I have my sister,
She living
Christine.
a good life, boy.
I got Christine in here with her hubby, Eddie, my brother-in-law, my nephew, Matt, and his fiancee, who's going to be my niece, Jenna. We love them all. They're visiting for Maddie's graduation from Bishop Foley and Abby's 21st birthday. So
shout out to the Catholic schools. I graduated from Bishop Gallagher, man. So it's a little love right there, Bishop Gallagher, Bishop Foley.
we got a busy weekend coming up, but they were just touring Birmingham.
It sucks that they came at a time where I got to tell you were wrong.
I know.
I got
ahead.
to tell you were wrong about
you
your
guys
pick.
go make yourselves comfy.
No. You guys can sit on the couch and make yourself at home.
You got the chair,
This is
you
a
got
nice,
the couch.
fun, easy flowing show. I don't have a problem with the 13-4. At the end of the day, the Lions are a damn good team. If they go 13-4, it wouldn't surprise me at all. For all of you individuals that keep saying they won 15 games, it's 15-2, the 15-2. They beat the Jaguars, who were 4-13.
Woo!
They beat the Titans, who were 3-14.
Yes, scored 50 on both of them.
They beat the 49ers 6-11. The Bears, if they would have beat the Bears, if the Bears would have beat the Lions twice, they still would have been 6 games under 500. You look at the records of these teams, 7-2 were the Cowboys. They were horrible. So when you look at the totality of the wins, yes, 15-2. You beat the teams that are in front of you, but you can't get so caught up in the number. They were great. They were 15-2, and they didn't have their players. Look at the winnings that you had. Look at the teams that you got those wins against. And yes, you play the teams in front of you, but let's not act like on that schedule there were the Baltimore Ravens that you played this year, the Kansas City Chiefs that you played this year, the Cincinnati Bengals that you played this year. You can talk about the defense. They still put up 38 a game. That's something that you're going to have to contend with. So it's not the 15 wins. It's the who did you play.
While the chat is thinking that we're disrespecting the Lions, Dexter James, Super Chat, I just went through the Vikings, Bears, and Packers schedule, and I really can't see any of them getting over 10 wins. But we got to win our division games. Hey, put some respect on the NFC North, okay? The Vikings, nobody expected them to win 10 games, and they were a hell of a squad last year. I think they have a better quarterback under center this season. And the Packers, all they did was get better in the offseason, too. This is going to be a hell of a divisional dogfight. So assuming that none of these teams in that division are going to win 10 games, then why are you assuming the Lions are going to win 14?
That's fair. It's 100% fair. Pete, you got anything to say about Maz's his schedule, his 13? Because he is the predictor that had the most wins.
I tell you what, I do have a lot to say about his schedule. Maz, I'm going to tell you something right now, my man. You got it. I think you got it right. I think you hit this one on the absolute noggin, dude. Especially with the at Chiefs, at Bengals. No offense, Braylon. Braylon, you know more about football than I do. I just think the defense for the Bengals might give that one away. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But Maz, tell you what, man. There's one correction I would like to make.
What do you got?
You know me,
I
dude.
guarantee I know.
You want to talk about revenge?
Rams.
Let's get rid of that loss to the Eagles, Tommy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Take that loss to the Eagles off because they are going into Philadelphia and they are going to smoke the
Why
Eagles,
the revenge,
baby.
though? You said talk about revenge.
Oh, you know
Why
what?
would that be
I didn't mean revenge. I guess to say like what would have happened. This would have been like the what would have happened last year. The Lions are going to serve a dish. They're going to serve a cold dish cold.
It should have been us. Kind of essentially, it should have been us.
Should have been us. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, what would have happened game. That's the only change I make with you, Tommy. I have them with 3 losses this year.
Oh, nice. Hey. I like it.
There you go, buddy.
I like it.
I see Dr. Pierce floating in the building. This is just a crowded studio today, man.
It's a great studio today.
This is the place to be.
It's the place to be.
Well, we'll get that next.
That's right. You got your buddy
Pierce.
there.
Take a quick commercial break.
Get those super chats in, guys.
Get the super chats in. You got the K bobblehead going on. Massage chair in the building. So is Dr. Pierce, and so is the Maz family. So, Maz, let's get a message in from Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, it's the gym for you, man. You want to feel good? Get in shape, man. And Planet Fitness, Planet Fitness allows you to do that, but they do it at a fitness price that fits into your budget, man. They're not trying to hit you over the head. Each membership that you sign up with, it comes with a trainer. This is the gym for you. Squeaky clean gym, squeaky clean. Come on down to Planet Fitness because your fitness is essential.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, May 23rd from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at McShane's in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Well, everyone, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. We are the number one, the numero uno sports digital media platform around the entire globe. And we have 6 ways for you to catch our 7 days a week programming. You can watch us on YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. Come like, share, join, subscribe. Come be a part of our family. We love you guys.
To upgrade your relaxation game, look how relaxed I am.
Demonstrate the chair.
Check out the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, right down the street from us. It's right there. It's the biggest and best in the Midwest. Top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki. Check it out, guys. Located near Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan. He is the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit right now, massagechairhouse.com, massagechairhouse.com. Check out that QR code. My brother-in-law Eddie said he's going to buy this and strap it on top of the car and drive it home to Jersey tonight. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
I used to hate that phrase when I was a kid, best in the Midwest, because I thought it was corny and cheesy and only did it because it rhymed. I'm here to tell you that those chairs, they are the best in the Midwest, maybe the country. What's up, Doc?
All good, all good.
Welcome in, Dr. Pierce, man, Michigan Sports and Spine, the injury insider. You know this guy. We were having a conversation off air. That's why we were laughing. Sorry about that, Pete. He told me to unbutton my top button, and I told him who looked better, me or him. He told me so I said, exactly.
Hey, Doc, we all gave our predictions.
Yeah.
17 games. Braylon 12-5, Anson 12-5, Ryan 12-5, me 13-4, Pete 14-3, Ricky 17-0. What is your prediction?
Can't go to 17, huh? Yeah. We talk about 12-5, 13-4.
Okay, good.
13-4.
And I will be in Philly for that game.
Who's going to win that game?
Huh?
Who's going to win that game?
I better be the Lions because I'll be wearing some Lion gear apparently, and they're not friendly fans out there.
No, they're not.
And I gotta work on my little bird song.
Oh yeah, fly Philly, fly Eagles fly. No, you got to sing forward down the field.
That's right.
You got to show them how it's like.
We'll be winning that back because there's definitely dinner involved in that. So
Damn right.
I was just
looking good for that.
I was just looking at the Chiefs' records over the year because I guess they have been the team for the past 7 years or so. Last year they tied us at 15-2. Year before that they were 11-6. They made the Super Bowl and won it, by the way, at 11-6, 14-3, 12-5, 14-2, 12-4, 12-4. So 12-5, 12 is the number. So we're in good company. Why is everybody so upset? Can't everybody listening, watching at home, typing in 15, 16, 17?
Yeah, the chat wants 17-0.
No, we gotta show. You gotta lose a couple to build that heart into the playoffs.
Concert season, Doc. Concert season.
There's a big one coming up this weekend, isn't there?
There's a big one.
Yeah.
Who's there?
I'm like Live Nation right now.
This is what you
Actually,
do.
we gotta get Live Nation in here. We gotta tell some stories.
Yes, because maybe I can get some tickets out of them because I darn sure not getting any out of you.
I'm just a guy on the side.
Yeah, you're so full of it.
Actually, it's Post Malone and Jelly
Oh.
on Sunday. I think it's the big house.
I'm free.
Then the weekend's coming. I can't believe the weekend.
May 24th, Saturday.
The weekend has 2 sold-out shows at Ford Field.
You know that's my wedding anniversary, and you promised that I was me and my wife would be able to go with you that weekend.
I promise.
Remember?
No, must have been amnesia that. Maybe we should talk about.
What are we doing here?
Sabbatical.
I don't think that mic works.
Yeah, I think we're having some mic issues, Doc. Why don't you jump in Anson's chair there?
This is fine. This isn't working?
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
can
not.
drop the handheld. There you
There
go.
you go.
So do I have to start over?
No, you're good.
All
You're
right, my
good to go.
prediction is 13-4. Jelly Roll, Post Malone. I mean, you talk about Post Malone. I mean, I gotta give the guy credit. He is phenomenal. Been able to meet him a couple times as he's gone. I've met the larger Post Malone and now the thinner Post Malone, and he didn't change a beat. He's just a nice guy.
Seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he did a TikTok with my son the first time, and he didn't realize he swore, and he's like, "Oh blah," and then it's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." So it was all in the TikTok twice over.
Hey,
So.
how did lacrosse go last night?
So shout out to Cranbrook Lacrosse. They mercied their team. We won't mention their name, but
Okay.
they weren't in the same league. Alec had 4 goals, 6
Nice.
assists. Didn't even play the 4th.
And
So-
next up is Country Day.
No, that's 2 away. We don't
Okay.
know who we're playing yet, but we
Okay.
have a game next week. But I'll definitely get them in there. And shout out to girls Detroit Country Day. I'm sure nobody's really excited about my announcements here, but they are number 1 in the state, and they went over to Grand Rapids, beat those guys up to confirm they're number 1. And our distant family members, the Twins, scored 7 out of the 11 goals and assisted on 2 of the others. So
Not bad, Doc.
they're pretty.
You're bringing them up right. You're keeping them on the field.
That's right.
Michigan Sports and Spine. Hey, are the Lions going to stay on the field this year? 23 injuries last year on the defense alone.
We have the over.
Can that possibly happen again?
Maybe.
Right.
Can
We
that
got an
possibly-
over/under on this.
Can
right
it
now?
happen?
I'm picking the under.
Way under?
What?
Oh, no.
I would say north of between that 10 and 15. And then we need to define what a real injury
Right.
is. But I'm saying 10, probably 10. I'd like to see 10 to 12.
As long as it's not going to be to our big guy, and you know who I'm talking about. We bring him up
Big
every
Aiden.
week. It's Aiden Hutchinson. All the coaches are talking about him. They're saying he looks like he's in fantastic shape. Looks like he's lost nothing. And we've seen his workouts. And now the workouts really start with the team. So what do you think can happen? And the first big hit he takes to that leg, what's he going to feel?
Empowered. Are the haters calming down after the last show where they were ripping on him moving to his left?
I think they have.
Right.
I think they have. You've changed their mind over the last couple of days.
No, I mean, not to get into Hutch, but we love talking about him. I think he's going to be right on. When I say empowered, I mean he's going to feel that. He's going to be a little bit cautious mentally in the back of his head. He'll be hit in a controlled settings on the field by his friendly opponents, his own team members. But once he starts getting into active and he lives through it, like he jumps, he hops, he pops up right away, that mental is going to kick in. Which is, if I'm predicting, which you'll ask me anyhow, probably the third or fourth game, he's really going to get into his rhythm.
Hey, Bray, before you go, I've got a chat for Doc.
Go ahead.
A super chat from our girl, middle-aged sneaker chick.
Hey.
She says,
All
just
right.
wanted to say hi to you guys and Dr. Jeff. I am forever grateful to Doc and his staff for getting my back together.
Hey,
Awesome.
look at
How
that.
about that?
Awesome.
He's famous.
This is great
See,
news.
you said the chat doesn't like you. See?
No, I said
You're
the
wrong.
haters on Hutchinson.
Okay.
We're finding more. We like that female audience out there. We love the female sports.
Amen.
All right, pipe down over there. You
Hey,
getting trouble over there,
WNBA
Doc.
starts today.
Hey,
That's right. Thank you, Ricky.
Look at that.
Great update.
Is that a younger look? I got to button a little higher.
You said what? It's a sexy look. I feel like I look good. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
got my button up on, look good. So
All right. So the 70s it was unbuttoned, but the 2025 is.
It depends on the shirt. You can still do unbutton.
Like nowadays, I don't want to give the freaky zeke vibes. I don't want to be a creep.
Yeah, exactly. It's a funeral.
I don't want to give off creepy vibes.
Yeah.
This is grown man, sexy,
Right.
but cool. It's relaxing.
And it's for
I
a
don't know,
funeral.
You start showing the chest hair and down to the V. Now you got young ladies. in
Yeah,
there, man.
but that's for a wedding.
not
You're
how
going to
you
a
do
funeral.
it.
That's for a wedding.
That's not
Chest
how
out
you
for the
do it.
wedding. Chest closed for the funeral.
100%. Chest for the wedding. I don't know about that. You go home more than a hangover. Doc, let me ask you
Gotta
a
get a
question.
bridesmaid.
Another injured player is Aleem McNeil. That's a guy that won't be coming back probably to the October season. We're trying to get to October. We got him going about 4-1 through the first couple games. The Packers, the Bears, Ravens, the Browns. But then the schedule heats up. And then that's where we're going to want Aleem McNeil. That's when people are going to start clamoring. When is a realistic pace? When is a realistic week to think that you may see Aleem McNeil? Because Game 5, it's going to get dicey for this Lions schedule.
So Game 5 puts us where? Like November?
No. Game
Late
5
No, it's October.
It's October,
It's
yeah.
October.
Because the bye week is 7.
October 5th.
So we have 5 months. What am I doing, math? Yeah, 5 months.
We play at Cincy week 5.
And his surgery was 5 months ago.
November. It was late
No.
November.
I
Was
know.
it
I
late
thought it was in
November?
October. I thought they played the Cowboys in
Aleem?
October.
So he's 12 months.
I said Aleem, not Aiden.
Oh, my bad.
Aleem.
You're right.
Aleem was November.
Aleem was late.
November.
Yeah, so he should be very comfortable coming back
Okay.
by that. Very comfortable.
That's going to be good.
He's probably, honestly, I mean, if he's not in by October, there's more issues going on, right? So it's the motivation. We're not hearing anything about extra swelling. We're not hearing anything about infection. We're not hearing anything else slow down. I think it's just the size of him, the conditioning, and the cautious that we're going through. Nobody said, I mean, he may be before that.
Okay.
I mean, 9 months is a lot right now.
He's 330. So that was just the weight plays into it. How much does that play a factor? When I tore my ACL, I weighed 218 pounds. I was able to come back. He weighs 330.
Yeah, but his whole body's been running at 330, right? It's not like your frame is 218.
Yeah.
His
Not
frame
now.
is 330.
I said not now. Yeah, I'm 42.
Did you see him flex just then?
Yeah, he always does.
First of all, I
You blame him?
had to do a Planet Fitness read. It's a gym.
Hey,
What do you want me to do?
Listen,
I'm
Levi,
trying to sell you on a membership.
Levi owns Enrique.
No.
He's always had a back injury for a long time.
The point is that
blaming it.
like some people, like people with back pain, they come in, the heavy people, and the other people are like, oh, they have back pain because of their weight. No, their frame has been used to that kind of size. Their legs are built to carry 330 pounds. They've been working out to do that. So that's not really a good excuse.
Okay.
Because his body frame is already there. If he was considered heavy, overweight, out of shape, then you're picking on the 330 a little bit differently. But he's in shape. So his playing rate should be right around 300, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's how much muscle, right? Muscle weighs more than adipose. We'll call it adipose tissue.
Oh, you don't want to fat shame anybody? Okay.
Can't
I like
do
that
anymore.
adipose.
We want the love out there.
This is true.
But that should, like we've talked about it before, but when you break down the weight, his body is used to that. Like you're used to carrying 218 versus our little guys that are carrying 160. That's what your frame's used to. A younger person, yeah, theoretically on the surface, they should be able to recover quicker. But We're looking at 4 to 6 months for a typical injury like that. Then we're giving him up to 9, which should be appropriate.
So Levi's going to be okay.
He should be okay.
Because last year he was okay, and he got paid. So now he's gotten paid. Is he going to be okay going forward?
Well, that's a different motivation. We may have
Yes.
to talk to the agents and the lawyers to get that motivation. But, integrity, helping a team. You're talking about the Lions. We're not talking about our team out in Las Vegas. There's a high motivation. These guys, no matter what kind of money, when they have a Super Bowl chance, that's once in a lifetime. You can't take away, I was a Super Bowl champ, no matter who you were on that team. So I think everybody from a football standpoint would say that's a single motivation over money.
Hey, I got something to show you.
What the fuck was that?
Let's go to the video, Pete.
Video?
This was me a couple of weeks ago. I already showed you when they were shooting my elbow up. I want to show you a couple of the videos prior to this. We can go. Let's go before this one, Pete. Make that the last video you're going to show.
All right.
So maybe Doc.
All right, so
we could put
we're in our office. Maz was giving. We had to give him water and a little bit of a fanning, but what we're doing is that's musculoskeletal ultrasound. You're looking at within the ligaments right there. The way he has the ultrasound position, it's looking at the tendons in long width, not a cross section. We can see it on the screen there if we could slow it down. Where the inflammation is, we can pinpoint where the what we call the primary generator is. So there's primary pain generators and secondary. What we're trying to do is inject the primary area and then pepper the secondary area. So in there, the white, it's like meat. So the darker is like the meat, and then there's that fluid in there. He did show that he had fluid and inflammation around that area. And fortunately, with the elbow, with the tennis elbow, and we can talk about tennis versus golf elbow, but that is where we can identify. So what you're looking at is us being more skillful with the ultrasound. So if you are getting injections like this,
there you go, Doc.
You want to be able to, So you want to be able to, that's the muscle ligaments there. And then the bone is further up, let's see, to the screen it would be to the right. So you're looking at it, I wish I had a pointer or a laser right now. Anyhow, the point of showing the ultrasound is it increases accuracy by at least 35%. With us being skilled, we are one of the most skillful individuals when you talk about sports medicine fellowship. This is what they do is the training. So a lot of times our hand skills are very good, but we just increase. That's Dr. Dobert that just walked in the room, my colleague.
Pete, you can show where they're putting the needle in me now. Let my daughter see what Dad had to go through.
I'll see if I can find that one, Tommy. Hang on.
That's fine.
It was the smallest needle we could find in the room, just for the record.
Was he still jumping? Is he still running?
No, I got to give Matt's credit. He sat there pretty calmly.
Okay.
You can see him. We're live there.
You know he's New Jersey strong, man.
That's right,
They make it tough out there, brother.
We could have used the larger gauge needle. But the point of showing all this is, one, Maz finally came in after too long. He got us where, if I had a 4-phase system, he's coming into phase 4, which is the worst. If we can catch it in 1 and 2, we don't have to go through all this. We can pretty much deal with therapy, home exercise, and some secret sauce for home use. But this was at the bone level. When it's painful to the bone, that means it's already caught inflammation. It's much harder to treat. So we'll go after that's a steroid injection, and then we'll work on the biologics with the platelet-rich plasma, which is something we should follow up with to help the healing. And
that's the PRP?
Yeah, that's the PRP.
That means you're going to take blood out.
We're going to take your beautiful blood out.
Spin it.
You're going to mix it up and spin it.
We're going to not mix it up. We're going to spin it and take all the healing properties out.
And then inject it back.
Right. So it's a much higher concentration going back in. And there's a lot of misleading PRP places now, too, with the concentrations. So if you're getting PRP and you're paying a lot of money and they don't take at least 80 to 120 cc's of fluid, then I would question the person that's doing it.
Doc, this is a sports show. Let's ask you a sports question.
All right.
How you feel about your Detroit Tigers? They're the number 1 team in baseball record-wise.
Yes,
And if you look at the stats all the way around, they're the best almost in everything. So it is legit. How you feeling?
I feel it's a culture, right? Detroit's starting to get that winning culture back that we grew up with. And the players didn't change. There's confidence. Yeah, they have another year of maturity, but that locker room feel, I think, is really what's escalating.
There you
them.
go. Evolving,
elevating them into the game. I hopefully it's not premature in the season, but I think they're gelling. I think there's a lot of love in that locker room, like the Lions had.
Yeah.
I think the coach is really everybody's in trust of each other. Every player, every team has skill, right?
Yeah.
It's how you bring it out of them, what you're doing, how they engage. There's a psychological factor when you get to this level. When you're winning, a locker room winning versus losing. And we've seen a lot of losing with the Lions, and that locker room just changed. Was it our coach that did it? Yeah, I think he was a great leader to do that. Are we seeing that with the Tigers? Are we seeing that in Detroit? I mean, look at the Pistons. The Pistons turned it around. The Tigers are turning it around. They always had that skill set. It's how do we pull it out of them? So I think the mental play of this is just being rewarded, right? These are different, younger kids.
Fair.
They're not like when you were, they're not like back when my dad played where knock me out, put me smelling sauce and get back out there. There's a sensitivity side to the players now. We don't want to admit to it, but there's a sensitivity component, and you have to do it. Go ahead.
Guarantee they won't agree with that. Look, we'll put a pin in that for 2 seconds. We'll take a quick commercial break. Tell you about another winner, and that's Mark White.
Yes, sir. Dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 in your pocket. That's right. Give them a call today, 248-290-8242. Visit them online as well, 248-290-8242, markwhitesells.com. Give them a call and make your dreams come true.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, May 23rd from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at McShane's in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Oh, yeah, everybody, it's time. Scan that QR code above my head. Use that code word Woodward1000 to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. When you do so and make your first deposit of $20 or more and your first bet of $20 or more, if that first bet happens to lose, you get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000. But only if you scan that QR code above my head and use that code word over there, Woodward1000, to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. Then buy a car with your winnings.
And the Legends of Les Stanford have got an amazing, massive inventory as well as great offers for everyone. You can see 3 of them there right there. $169 a month for the 2025 Sierra, $699 for the Hummer, and $259 for the 25 Envision. Get to Les Stanford today. Check out that inventory, Les Stanford Buick and GMC, LesStanford.com. Listen, guys, we went just a little over on that, and we are just short of the goal that I need. So the first person to get into Super Chat to push us over that goal, all I need is $3. I'm going to give you an extra spot. Pete's going to get you into the wheel. If you guys want to contribute in this last couple minutes, we're going to give you just a little more time than normal to get in on this. It is an awesome prize package. And that first $3 super chat, you push us over that,
they have 2 minutes.
marker. I am going to put the rest of these cards that I got in the box back here in today's.
Hey, Pete, you got time for an NHL second?
Yeah, do it quick. Yep.
Yeah, of course. That's what I do,
You
right?
got- That's the point of it.
All right, the Canes. They're moving on to the Eastern Finals. They knocked out Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals. They dominated in 5, 3-1 the final. They will meet either Florida or the Toronto Maple Leafs. Those two play tonight. Panthers up 3-2, and the Jets stayed alive like I told you they would.
Yeah.
They beat the Stars 4-0. Dallas still leads that series 3-2. The Oilers wait for the winner there, and tomorrow it's Pete and my day again. It's the 150th Preakness.
That's right, baby.
There's no Derby winner in it this year because the coward Bill Mott, the trainer of Sovereignty, didn't want to run his horse. Oh, God forbid we run the horse after 2 weeks. Oh, well, the favorite is journalism. I like him. Pete likes Sandman. It's going to be a great race anyway. Tune it on 6 o'clock tomorrow on NBC. No Triple Crown this year, Bray.
Yeah, it sucks, man. You know, one of the things even as a
Cowards.
kid, before you understand what horse racing is, you understand the Triple Crown and how to get it. So it sucks that you won't have that opportunity this year.
Super chats came through, but I'm a little shocked that we're only sitting at 83 likes, guys. Smash those likes. Let's get us to 100. Pete's almost got your wheel ready.
Yep.
I'm adding in these extra cards because you guys came correct. You guys know Grand Prize Fridays. That's what we do, man.
I will tell you this, man. That Kate Cunningham is something that a lot of people
That is
wanted.
a great
I'm kind of
bobblehead.
jealous, man.
Mom wanted it. Sister wanted it. Maz wanted it.
That's a Stock
Anson
X.
wants it.
He said it's
I'm
a
telling you, man, Stock X is limited.
Is that the
edition.
new Nike?
There's no jersey. Nah, they're not. But they started with the shoe game in terms of like being able to trade shoes, buy shoes, remarket shoes, repurpose shoes. That was the move for StockX, and it was started right down the street. But he's got the drip around the neck. He's got the bubble
dope.
coat. It's really low. I low key want it back.
We'll figure out a way to get you one, my friend.
Back, man.
All right, those last 3 super chats came from Dante151. I know he wants this. Nitty Gritty, as well as Dan Fly.
that mouth wide open.
Ricky, why don't you tell him? Let's change this thing up. Let's change the luck up today. You tell him when to spin
All right,
it.
let's do it, man. Go.
And we're going to save Anson Needs Answers for next week.
Yes.
The mouth in the middle gets me every
We're
time.
back on Monday.
I've had a blast with you guys today all week long. Appreciate everybody in the super chat. Very much love and that's the
I appreciate
Who's
everybody
it looking
here in
like?
the studio. Appreciate everybody. It looks like Dante
Some of that yellow. Slow down. Watson, stop. Oh, no.
Who was it? Who won it?
Mike Reed. Very low.
Mike
Shout
Reed,
out
the
Mike Reed.
$50 Mike Reed.
You know what? $50 in check. You deserve it.
Dante, listen.
That was a speaking of Kentucky Derby.
Yeah,
that was
a wire nose.
That was an exciting,
Listen,
what,
Dante,
minute and
if
a
you
half?
continue to support us and you keep coming up just short,
That's
I
ridiculous.
promise you I will put something together just for you.
I'm going to put
We
together
appreciate
something
you.
for him myself.
All
This
right.
is ridiculous.
Dante gets a runner-up prize
Yes,
today.
he does.
I got a bobblehead for Dante.
Listen, Mike Reed,
Fair
I need
enough.
you to email me, Maz@woodwardsports.com, Maz@woodwardsports.com, and give me your name. Well, your name is Mike Reed. Give me your address, and we will get that package out to you next
Could
week.
be an
we promise.
alias.
The package. Look at
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Everybody have a great weekend.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a week with you guys. It was a fun show today. Thank you for all your kind words and all the comments. Thank you to a tremendous staff. Answered great job.
Doc
as
wants to
well.
know why we didn't talk PGA Championship.
We talk golf all the time. I just, we got caught up in
I was
Who's
about
going
to
to win the
ask you,
PGA
go.
Championship?
Personal
Well,
golf,
everybody's
not
playing-
professional.
Everybody's
Bryson
playing bad right
DeChambeau.
now. Like everybody, nah, it's not gonna be the Shambo the way they playing right now. Look for a name you don't know. Look for a
Okay.
name
You got
that
a
you
name,
don't know.
Doc? Give me a name.
Pavan and Homa are
Homa's playing.
like
Max Homa. I'll go with him.
100%. There it is. Appreciate you guys.
See you guys.
This is the Millionaire with Math, but today it was Wells, Edwards, and Mazaway featuring Burns and Spyback. See you guys later.